Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's video that comes with the newsletter. And today I'm going to be talking to you about strategies and support mechanisms that we develop and introduce, and how we can introduce them in to maybe our children or for using them ourselves, and where the perspective is on what a strategy is and why we might need one. It's actually really quite important to think that through. So the reason I thought that we would do this as a discussion is following a session that we had with one of our mums, following on from the brick wall video that we made last week. Excuse me. Where she came straight back to me and said, the resource looks amazing, there's, the approach that you're using looks amazing, but I don't think my son's going to even want to listen to me about that, because he always sees strategies and support as I don't want that stuff, I'm not stupid, I don't need this I'm not having this conversation. And so I think it's really important to talk about what we think strategies are, and therefore how you can introduce them to other members of your family, and equally your perception of how you need them for yourself, because it really is quite important about the perspective that we have. So initially, when I talk about strategies, I always talk about my glasses. So my glasses are a strategy for me. I can't see a damn thing really without them. I certainly can't drive, use my computer. I can't read a book, watch TV very well. All of those things that are quite... so excuse me a moment, my little dog wants to go out. There we go. When I take my glasses off, I can't do anything. As soon as I put my glasses on, I can do the things that I want to do. All right, so I can read and drive and use my computer and all of those sorts of bits and pieces. So for me, a strategy is something that helps us do things that otherwise we would find quite difficult to do or work out. It's important to remember when we're talking to people about using strategies that we all have these things. I have glasses. They haven't cured my eyes, they've just facilitated me being able to do things I want to do when I want to do them. Another thing that we all use a lot as a strategy is a sat-nav. Nobody thinks of them as a strategy because we're unable to do something. They're just a tool that helps us to move forward with things. So there's planners on our phones, there's calendars, there's list making devices, there's budgeting, they're all strategies that help us manage parts of our life. And yet when these things are introduced to children, it's always, you need something to support you need something to help, and they can get really put off by terminology again, that makes them think that they need that because they're less than. And so introducing a concept of what a strategy is across your whole family or across your whole classroom, in that we all need strategies that help us, we all need help to do certain things, we need more information, and maybe in it. So one of the trainings that we do is about going and talking to primary school children about autism. Perhaps they may have a child in their class with autism, and there's a little booklet that they use, and the very first page of the booklet has got all these different pictures of things that happen in school, and it's like, what do you need help with? So it might be, I need help with tying my shoelaces, I need help to put my coat on, I need help with my maths, I need help to sit still sometimes, right? All things that we need help with to do things. And trying to get across that it's normal to need help. Everyone needs help, as opposed to being a special thing. And that's where it can become where children will pull back from help because it's seen as a special thing that only certain kids get. When we're talking about inclusion, then we're looking at how we can introduce something in that everybody accesses. So if you look at things like sensory things like fiddle toys, headphones, certain cushions, when we go into a school environment, we'd be saying that those things need to be made available to everybody. There needs to be a box in the corner full of fiddle toys. There needs to be a box in the corner with headphones. All children can have a cushion on their chair. No, because why shouldn't they? And therefore it normalises those things. The children that don't need those items in the end won't use them. There might be a big rush to begin with. Everyone wants a fiddle toy to have and play around with. Eventually those that don't need them will have put them back in the box or left them on the desk, because the big quote, but everyone will want one. Yeah, well, why can't everyone have one? All right, I don't see a problem with that. Everyone has a pencil. So everyone can have a fiddle toy, and showing them how to use them appropriately if they're useful for them, or what times to use them, and the rest of the time they go in the box in the corner, etc., etc. But that's what inclusion is, that it no longer becomes a thing, and it's just the same in the family home. So the strategy around the brick wall that we were talking about last week, for example, and if you've not watched that video, go back and watch it because it's fab. Then you introduce that initially, maybe for you as a parent. As, say, you think, do you know what, I'm really struggling with why things are not working for me at the moment. I'm just going to write them all out and see if I can work it out. And so either mum or dad, you might just sit at the table quietly doing this to yourself while the children are in the room or about. And you might be verbalising some of the process so they can sort of hear a little bit about what's going on. And you'll reach a conclusion and go, oh, right, it's this bit that's actually causing me a problem. So if I just find a way to solve that, yeah, I know what I can do. I can move that there. Yeah, I'm just going to stick that on the fridge now so I can remember that. That's then becomes something that's been introduced to your home, not introduced to your special child, right? Because can I just say this? Our kids hate being referred to as that. And so you might use it 2 or 3 times for yourself, just quietly, about trying to solve a problem. The children become aware that certain things are being stuck on the fridge that maybe weren't there before. It might generate a conversation for them. Going, do you know, this really helps me remember this stuff if I've got it so I can see it. And that then will engage them in that process, that this is just something that's been brought into the home, like a calendar, or when mum sits and writes a list out for going shopping, because they're all strategies, right? And this is just another one. The fact that it came from knowledge about autism at that point is now become irrelevant. It's just another thing, another strategy that is being used in that home or in that classroom, because everybody has access to it, not just the special kid, right? And so eventually you may then create a situation, I've got hair in my mouth. You might create a situation that you'll get halfway through the process and you'll say, John, I'm really struggling with this. I can't work out how to solve this problem. Do you think you can come and help me? A lot of our children love solving problems, especially if they're helping out the adults on the basis of, oh, I know more than you do about this, right? And they might come over, hopefully, and go, oh, Mum, you just need to change this. Or, oh, Dad, look, you just need to do that. You go, oh, right, thanks for that. That's really helpful. And so you start to bring them into the problem solving process. And eventually when they then have a problem, you might be able to say, you know, that thing you helped me with last week, it'd be really cool if we could just sit and do that with you. Now maybe, and we can see how I might be able to help you with the problem, or you might then see what it is. Yeah, all right, then I'll do that. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. By introducing this strategy into the home, not for that child or for that problem initially, just bringing it in and working with it, actually helps enormously. Also, talking about the other things that we use all the time and calling them strategies, all right? So again, that word becomes a normal word, can add huge value to the situation as well. So saying, right, I just need to create this shopping list. Do you know what? Having a shopping list is a really good strategy for me. It actually helps me to remember everything that I need to buy, and then I don't forget stuff. The same if you're using a sat nav in the car, or when you put your glasses on, or you're loading stuff into your phone, all right? Keep using the word. Don't just use the word in relation to an autism ADHD approach. It just marginalises them, make them think that I need this stuff because I'm not okay, or I'm really different, or all the words that our kids refer to themselves as: weird, odd, I'm special, all of those sorts of things. And it's not helping them see that their autism ADHD is just part of who they are, and that they need things that help them get through the day just the same as all of us do. They might be things that are different, but actually I'll guarantee you as well, an awful lot of the strategies that we use for autism actually work really, really well for lots of people. So introducing those strategies in your home will help all of you. It also makes it easier to parent because you use the same strategies for all of them, not just different ones for all of them. And so give it a go. I'll be very interested to see where you of anything that's resonated with you with this video and the things that we've talked about. Please leave some comments underneath if that would be helpful and you want some of us to get back to you, or just to say, oh, that was really interesting, but how do I do this? Or you know, oh my god, that makes perfect sense. Any of those, the comments are really, really helpful to us to know that we're sort of heading in the right direction with it. So keep in touch, keep safe, have a good week, and we'll catch you again next Wednesday with the next newsletter and the next video. Take care.